What is up, everybody? How's it going? Travis here, and I wanted to thank you guys for tuning into this video. It's the Amateur Nose, and I'm trying out some different content, and I'm gonna call this piece Focus on the Fragrance, okay? And so what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be talking about some of the fragrances. I'm gonna be telling some stories that I have with them, and this one is actually really cool because this has a pretty cool story attached to it. Now, that being said, if you got some chores or stuff you got to do around the house, this is the type of video that you'll probably put on in the background, and just listen. But give me some feedback. If you like this style, we'll keep it going for a few more videos. But if this is a little boring, just let me know. I might try to spice it up a little bit in the editing, but I have this concept and I really want to go for it and see what you guys think. So the fragrance that we're going to be talking about today is Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. Okay. Now, this fragrance and me go back a long way. Okay. So before I was really even into fragrances, I had the opportunity to go on an awesome trip. I mean, this was the trip of a lifetime to Australia. And I remember when my mom invited me, I was ecstatic. She knew it was one of my dreams to go to Australia. I had grown up in church watching like Hillsong, and all the music and stuff. So I just really liked the culture and the accent and stuff like that, So any of my Australian people watching, shout out. You guys are so cool. I think your accents are so cool. But anyways, so I ended up going on this trip. And when we ended up getting there, in the hotel room, actually, the people that we were going to see had left us like a gift basket, And so I ended up looking in there and I actually saw this fragrance, okay? And back then, I didn't know anything about Tom Ford or designers or whatever. I thought the bottle, I was kind of on the fence about the bottle. Now when I look at it, it looks very sophisticated, elegant. But back then, I just didn't know who Tom Ford was. I wasn't really into anything luxury. And so when I smelled this, I didn't really know what to make of it. My first impressions were, it was very unisex. That's what I remember when I first smelled this fragrance, because you definitely get that neroli. Okay, that floral sort of vibe. And to my untrained nose, it kind of smelled like an old lady, like a grandma. And now I would say that note that makes me think of old lady is tuberose. Okay, that note really smells like the old lady vibes. But this isn't really that, now that I've kind of matured in my fragrance journey. But I remember I got this fragrance and it just kind of smelled like it was above where I was. Like it didn't really fit. I was probably 20 years old at the time, and it had like this floral vibe. I could tell it was like kind of watery, musky, but I mean, I was wearing cutoff shorts and flip-flops, and most of the time I wasn't wearing shirts with sleeves on them, so it just wasn't really fitting my vibe. And so I think this fragrance ended up in the center console of my 4Runner. I had a Toyota 4Runner for a while. It was an awesome car. And then it started overheating and I didn't know how to take care of the thing. So I ended up trading my dad for his pickup truck, and I think I just left the fragrance in the center console. It's a shame because now that I know like what Tom Ford is and the brand and stuff, I really appreciate it like more, and I wish I wouldn't have done that, obviously. So when this fragrance kind of came around full circle, I was very interested in picking it up. My buddy Alex had acquired it and he said, hey, I just got this Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. You want to check it out? What do you think about it? And I was like, whoa, dude, you're kidding. This was the fragrance I got as a gift when I went to Australia, and it was then that I kind of realized, like I was smelling the fragrance and I was like, man, this fragrance has such a cool story attached to it. I just want to add it to the collection. So I ended up picking it up from him for a good price. And I'm glad that I did, because when I smelled this fragrance, it reminds me of that trip to Australia. And it's been said this fragrance is sort of like a white t-shirt sort of vibe, white t-shirt, crisp summer day. And what I will say about this fragrance is it sort of gives me pool vibes, not like the pool vibes from something like Versace Mano Fresh, but I kind of get a chlorine sort of vibe, and I think that comes from the Neroli. But, something that I'll say about some of these, older fragrances is that a lot of these older fragrances were like blended very well, so you couldn't really discern like all the different things from another. Some of the modern fragrances kind of lean more into ingredients, which I kind of appreciate too. You got to appreciate all of the art, I appreciate that because I can know what the notes are that I'm smelling, you know what I mean, and know what I like. So as sort of the amateur knows, as I'm growing in my skills, I just think smelling the modern fragrances versus something that's been out for a while is kind of an interesting thing for me. But you get the Neroli, you get the aquatic vibe, as far as occasions to wear this, I mean, I think I'd go real casual. I think I'd go not like beach bummy, but I would do like, maybe a white t-shirt with a button-up shirt or something long sleeved with the sleeves rolled up. You're wearing your sunglasses, shorts, with your flip-flops. I mean, I wouldn't really see it in like a swimsuit sort of vibe, but you're by the pool, but you're just kind of like hanging out. That's kind of the vibe. Sophisticated, that's what I see in my head. But for that reason, this fragrance is really cool, and it has a great story to me. When I was 20 and I went on this awesome trip to Australia. All right, thank you guys for listening to this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this content, let me know. I'm trying stuff a little bit different, just seeing what you guys like. Mixing up the content's kind of fun for me too. I get to do more of a podcast format, and who knows, if you guys really like these videos, I'll start a podcast for this. You might enjoy it, you might not, but we'll see. All right, thank you guys again for watching the video. We'll see ya in the next one. Bye.